1, 2, 3, 4.
Hi guys, back for episode 3. It's been a while. I think it's been like a full week now. Apologize. It turns out I was in fact manic when I started this. Yeah, and the entire time I'm like, no, I'm not manic. Which in fact I was. And you know, mania happens. So yeah, I kind of hit into the low point afterwards, like I don't want to do this. I just want to lay in bed. I was excessively tired, which happens after days of not sleeping very well or more than maybe like 4 hours. So yeah, it probably triggered mania, or I was already manic beforehand. Not surprising, but we're still here and we're just going to talk about it. Yeah, the only thing that's been really on my mind lately is, bipolar disorder. That's pretty much it. I was thinking of things for days and I'm like, I have no idea what to talk about. And I was like, dude, what am I even doing? Like, who's gonna be interested in me? Clearly some people have been. But yeah, I don't know. It's kind of like a weird thing. And you get like this raging when you're manic, you get this raging confidence. Like I could truly conquer, in my mind, I could conquer the world. You get like a radiating confidence. You get this euphoric feeling, like you're truly getting this euphoric high. And not a lot of people understand that. So I am always like a bubbly, happy person regardless, but when I'm manic, I'm a really bubbly, happy person. And then when I'm not, like, once I hit my low right afterwards, I am quiet. I'm kind of like zoned out and like not like with it. I'm kind of like disassociated a lot. And it sucks. If I had to live with bipolar disorder, obviously I have to live with bipolar disorder my entire life. But if I had to live with it, I do have to live with it. But like for the rest of my life, if I could choose, I think I would truly choose mania and being manic over the lows. And there's medication that helps it. I mean, if you're bipolar, you should not take your meds. You should very much so be medicated. Do not buy that whole entire thing of I can cure myself without meds. You're bipolar. This is literally like you are wired differently whether you like it or not. And it's just something you have to deal with. There is like a huge stigma, and I've never really liked it, but there's a huge stigma all on the internet. Like people think, oh, I just went and had so much fun and got drunk and did this. I'm manic. No. Or, I was sad 5 minutes ago and now I am feeling okay. I'm bipolar. That's not what that is. And I've started to hate self-diagnosis, which I really don't like self-diagnosis to begin with, but I really started hating self-diagnosis when it came down to like, this is my mental illness. I mean, like, a lot of people have it, but like, this is something that's like, it's not a glorified thing. You should never glorify being bipolar. And it has become with the internet. Look, our parents said it's these damn phones, and it is these phones because people get on TikTok and then they just want to stick mania and bipolar and everything else over absolutely anything because you're feeling erratic or you're feeling impulsive. Just because you make an impulsive decision does not make you bipolar. And my mental illness is not fun. It has put me in a lot of messed up situations. It has cost me a lot in my life at times. And, I've truly lost a lot behind it. And that's not something to be bragging about. That's not something that's like good. That's not something you want for your life. Because if I could live my every single day life without being bipolar, I promise you 1,000% I would. Like, aside of everyone self-diagnosing themselves, because this is another thing I wanted to talk about when it came to bipolar disorder, let me break it down to you. You feel intense feelings. There is no in between for me. It's either 0 or 100. I'm either 100% happy. I'm either 100% angry. I'm either 100% sad. Like, there is no in between for me. I feel 0 to 100. I feel nothing up to the extreme because it's always my extreme feelings. I feel everything intensely. You love intensely. You feel intensely. You care intensely. Every single thing about you is so intense. And a lot of people will be addicted to the intense feeling, like they want to, like, I don't know, keep you around in their life because of the intenseness, or like it gives them a thrill or something in their lives, and that never made sense to me. But like, you feel everything intense, and you will lash out intensely, but that does not discredit your feelings being your feelings. You can have a very valid reason of why you are feeling angry. That does not diminish the fact that you're angry and you have a valid reason to be angry. It does not invalidate your feelings whatsoever, but people will sit here and try to invalidate you and try to invalidate your feelings because it's so intense, and they will think you're acting outlandish. That's just how, like, this is why I say stay on your meds, because it helps. You need mood stabilizers and antipsychotics to stabilize yourself, coming from someone who needs them and who needs to be stabilized. But I have learned that when I take, even for me, if I take a step away, if I'm feeling anything other than happiness, if I'm feeling any upset type of feeling, I know myself and I know how intense it will get, so I take a step away. Because if I don't take a step away, it's like, picture it as my feeling is could get so boiled up with anger, for instance, and it will feel like a fire-breathing dragon that needs to let out all of its fire. And I don't want to do that, because I can get very mean. I can get hurtful. I'll say things I might not even mean. I will do things I don't mean. And I don't want to have to deal with that, because I've talked about this with my sister. It's like throwing a rock in a mirror, and you throw it and it breaks. You throw it again and it breaks. Throw it again and it breaks. You have a broken mirror and broken pieces of glass all over the floor. The pieces of glass, you now have to pick all of that up and try to mend it back together. And then say your next episode happens, you throw a piece of glass and it breaks again. You have to keep picking up the glass and keep repairing it over and over again. And that gets so draining. I get so sick and tired of like having to always pick up the pieces, because it's something that was caused by me, my mental illness. Granted, I'm more than just my mental illness. Way more. Like, yeah, it's a part of me, but at the same time, like, there's more to me than just being the girl who's bipolar. Yeah. So this is something, I don't know. I think people as a whole need to educate themselves when it comes to being bipolar, because there's so many people in your life that you have no idea who are bipolar. And also, people are misdiagnosed sometimes who are bipolar with ADHD. So some people have no idea, and you're not even getting like the proper medication. Like, some people could be getting strictly Vyvanse or Adderall, and it's causing them to be manic all the time. I can tell you right now, I in fact cannot take Adderall, because I would be manic for quite some time. You just have to take it. I take it day by day. Interaction is interaction. I literally, sometimes you just have to pause and think, because I used to be like not even meltdowns, because it's not a meltdown, but my episodes, or like I don't even like calling it episodes. I don't like calling it episodes. I hate when other people call it episodes, so I don't know why I keep calling it my episodes. But if I were to lash out at someone because I feel so intensely, it actually makes me feel so horrible and gross as a person, because me, as myself, I am not mean. But that side of me can get very mean, and it is very intense. So I try to like take a step away. The sad side of me, when I get sad, I get horribly sad. Like, and I will dwell on things, and it's hard for me to let it go. And when you dwell on things, it's, people look at it like you're just negative. Everything's always negative with you, or everything's always not happy. It's hard sometimes. You wish to be like a normal person, in a sense, who can regulate their emotions, who can have interactions with even regular humans and let it be just a normal interaction. And like, it can be. Like, I'm not saying like people who are bipolar are freaking wicked human beings, because we're not. We are like the coolest grandma at the grocery store, or like your mail delivery worker, or the person who works on your guys' cell phones. Like, people who are bipolar are absolutely everywhere in this world. This is not some rare condition. But yeah, it's kind of rough sometimes, full vulnerability right now. And I told myself, this is not because I'm manic. I don't want to do this because I'm manic. It in fact it wasn't because I was manic that I wanted to do it, but because I've always wanted to do it and always wanted to do a podcast, but it was because I was manic that I had the confidence and the courage to just wake up one day and say, this is what I'm going to do, and I'm going to do it right now. In fact, I will do it when I get off of work today, and I will stay up until excessive times in the morning to get everything that I need done, and then go work an 8-9 hour shift. Like I was coming in work early, doing overtime and doing too much that I didn't need to do just because, I was in overdrive just because I was manic. And then I sat here and I was like, why am I so tired? This is when my crash started happening just the other day, like, I don't know, a few days ago. You could see the bags under my eyes, huge. And I didn't realize it. Why would I realize it when I'm bipolar? I'm bipolar, obviously. But when I'm manic, why would I realize that when I'm looking in the mirror and I see a goddess literally staring back at me? I don't critique myself as hard because there's nothing I can do in that moment that is wrong. And it sucks sometimes, but truly for me, like what I'm doing is just me. Like I am on top of the world. There's no stopping me. You could not tear me down. That's like I could literally fight a bear in my head. If I could conquer world hunger if so possible, but I truly cannot. But I don't realize that in the moment. So the after effect, I'm sitting here, wow, the bags under my eyes are ginormous. I am so tired. I have a low drive for anything. I'm at work just feeling exhausted. Like I didn't even do much. And it was like the first 2 hours of my shift. And I'm like, why am I so tired? Obviously, I know why I'm tired because it's my crash. I will be up and just going. When I finally crash, it's like my body is just tired. My body's tired. My muscles are tired. My mind is exhausted. Everything is so tired of just constantly being on go. And it sucks. And then people, I get quiet and tired and I will sleep a lot. And, people call it like the bed rotting phase. And it's hard because you still want the human interactions and you still want to, be around people. But at the same time, you're like wanting to cocoon in a shell because then you start kind of feeling like, embarrassed or low. You don't have that confidence that you had before. And I mean, don't get me wrong, I am a confident person, but not manic confident. Manic confident gal is like she's an interesting person, but it's just the simple fact, like there's so much that goes into this disorder that people don't understand. People don't let you feel your feelings without it just being like she's just having an episode. Oh, it's just because she's bipolar, she's acting like that. No, I'm acting like this because what you did actually hurt my feelings. Or I'm acting like this because I actually got mad at something. Or I'm acting like this because of X, Y, and Z. It's logical. It is totally okay for me to feel that way. I'm just going to feel it intensely. But you can't tell me that my feelings are wrong. You just take it day by day. Medication is like a must. I get scared if I like suddenly stop my medication. I get scared. It's literally like a flick and a switch in my mind. And you feel it in your body, you feel it mentally, you feel it, the rage, the bipolar rage is actually insane. I think that's my worst part because I can literally, my rage, I will black out and it is not a nice thing. I don't like it. It is a side of me that actually makes me scared. But, you will be irritable about even the smallest things that never irritated you before. You will feel things and get angry at the smallest thing. You could splash water on me. And if I'm in like a rage mood, I'm done. I don't want to be around you. I've actually been like in a rage mood and got so mean and mad at my dad and my sister that I think me and my sister has stopped talking for, not a long time, but like even I can tell you right now, me and her relationship is not like the absolute greatest. But that's also like partially my doing because I do feel things intensely and I wasn't medicated at the time and I'm not going to like push all of that onto it. Full disclosure, that was so vulnerable. I don't even know why I said that. But it's like interactions with humans can either make it or break it when it comes to you. But when it comes to, I guess, like, being manic, and I'm talking about mania a lot during this video only because I was really recently manic. Like, I think I was manic for 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks. And people who are bipolar, I feel like shouldn't necessarily drink, but when you're manic, like, you just do things. And, when you drink, it's it's kind of tricky because like if I drink too much, and I can trigger myself into a manic state, or I can trigger myself into feeling in a low state, because I get that if I'm not manic already, here for instance, if I'm not manic already and I drink, in the moment I get that high and it's like woohoo, you know, that's that, you're almost getting like that feeling back again, and it's a happy feeling. And then the next day comes and you're going to hit a low. And because you're not feeling the greatest, you're not getting that high anymore. You're crashing in a sense. But also if you drink too much, you can trigger yourself to go into a manic episode. And then that can just spiral. Like manic episodes don't also just come and go. They can truly be triggered. And I've done some insane things when I was manic, like randomly woke up one day, went to work, got off of work. Keep in mind, I worked a 12-hour shift, got off of work, and I said, you know what we're gonna do? We're driving to Cincinnati, Ohio. That's quite a wild drive. I think it was also in the middle of the night, by the way. I was driving. I didn't get there until I think like 7, 8 o'clock in the morning. And I was only there for like one night and then drove back home. And I will spend an insane amount of money. And I think one time I worked so much, constantly working. I was working like, I don't know, like 15-hour days. And I was working so frequently because I was like, you know what? Now I have loads of money. And I was like, oh, I'm going to drive and go see my mom. My mom lived, at the time I lived in South Dakota. My mom lived, she still does, but in Minneapolis. And I was like, I'm going to go drive and see my mom. And I was like, I think all I needed was an oil change on my car. I was like, you know what I'm going to do? Buy a new car. And I did. And I love that car, but like that was a mistake. You don't need to do that. I did not need to spend, I think I put like what, $3,000-$4,000 down at the time, down on that car. I did not need to do that. I did not need to unnecessarily get a car note for no reason, only because I was manic. I thought it was a good idea. You cannot tell me my idea is wrong when I'm manic. I will do it, and it will get done. I've just like, you'll spend, I don't know, back in the way days and be like, just random trips to the casino, and I'd stay up the entire night. Why are you doing that? Oh, because I'm manic. So don't ever let anyone glorify this. People who are bipolar, if you sit down and ask them, do you enjoy this? Is this fun? They will tell you no. They're not going to be like, oh, hell yeah, I love this. I would recommend this to my dearest friend. No, I don't recommend this to anybody. And it's not like, this is not something that like acquired over time with trauma. This is something that you are born with. I was literally born this way. I don't know why God chose me to fight this battle of life, but he did. And now here I am my entire life. Like that's, you never know why you do the things you do. And people are like, oh, you're just a carefree person. I am a carefree person. I'm actually, you know, a bubbly, carefree light, how people explain me. But at the same time, like a lot of that ties into my mental illness. Like I don't, use people, even like my family, be like, you're irresponsible. I'm not necessarily irresponsible at all, because what a lot of people say about me is not true, but this is not how I want to be. That's not how you want to be. That's not, people will look at you if you're classified as irresponsible. I guarantee you they'll pull up one of your manic moments, and then that's where you're irresponsible at, because you're manic. And when you're manic, there's no telling you to come down from that until you truly crash. It's just not fun. I don't know how else to explain it. So this wasn't really like, a video where I had no idea what to talk about for the longest time. Actually, I sat there and I was like, I'm going to talk about dreams and conspiracy theories. And I was like, no, why do I want to talk about that right now? I don't want to talk about that. So this is just like me being fully transparent and telling the truth, because dude, I was manic and I was not. If I'm telling you I'm not manic half the time, I guarantee you I'm most likely manic. And right afterwards, I will be like, damn, Cal, you were manic. You can look at your eyes and just tell. Like, people who know. But yeah, like, being manic is not fun. Being bipolar is not fun. Being depressed afterwards is not fun. The highs are high and they're fun in the moment, but the lows that come afterwards are so low and just depressing. And even getting up is a chore. But, I told myself, this is something I want to do. I do want to do a podcast. And this wasn't just my manic brain. Like I said, it was just the manic in me at the moment that was able to let that come out and be confident enough to actually start it. And my grandma, love my grandma dearly, and she had it completely backwards. And she was like, well, when you're manic, you're not going to want to do it. No, it's when I'm manic when I will actually really want to do it the most. It's when I'm not manic that I'm not going to want to do it, and I'm going to feel like I have no interest in it. But I truly do. Like, deep down, I truly do. So that is, I guess, why I'm making this video, because sometimes you just have to force yourself. And this is me forcing myself to do what I truly want to do because I'm feeling in that low phase right now. So you just have to get up and do it. And here I am getting up and do it. I worked the courage to be able to do it. When they tell you to go out and touch grass, go out and touch grass. Do things that are good for you. Do things that make you feel good. Eat things that make you feel good. Drink your water. Anything can trigger like a manic episode. Anything can trigger anything when it comes to being bipolar. And sometimes you have to learn your triggers. Like, I've learned a lot of my triggers, and I'm still figuring out some of my triggers because I've only been diagnosed bipolar for 8 years. 8 years? Yeah, it's been like 7 or 8 years. And I only found out I was bipolar because I crashed. And I had no idea. I was like, dude, something is wrong with me. I was like throwing things around my house. I picked up a basket. It was like, one of those clothes basket. Picked one of those up and I was chucking it. I literally destroyed my own home because I felt that rage and I felt the irritability and I couldn't handle it anymore. And I was breaking down, and I knew something was wrong with me. Something was so deeply wrong with me at that time that I needed to fix it. And that's when I was diagnosed bipolar. And at first my grandma was like, no, I never seen it in you. And my aunt was like, this makes total sense why you are the way you are. And so it makes sense. If you knew me back then, I'm still the same person, but like, it totally makes sense. Me as from a child to me as a teenager, early adulthood to even now, like, it makes. And I was really depressed when I found out I was bipolar. It almost like sent me, I was like, wow, like, it's nice to know what is wrong with me, but at the same time it made me feel so low because I was like, something's actually wrong with me, but at the same time it's not something that I could even help because it's not something that someone else did to me. It's not something that I did to myself. It's something that I was truly literally born with. I was put onto this earth with it. So it almost hit me and I was like, why me? Like, why? Why do I have to go through this? My sister doesn't have to go through this. My aunt, my grandma, other people around me don't have to go through this. So why me? And, some people, my grandma will be like, oh my goodness, to live in your mind, it must be so exhausting. I had a friend and she used to say, the way your mind operates, it just must be so tiring. And it is. My God, on top of that, I have anxiety and I have, it is so much, and it is rough to live in your mind. There's a picture I seen one day and it was a bunch of papers. It was a man sitting at a table. And it was like an overhead picture, and it was a man sitting at a table and it's papers everywhere, and his mind, you can truly tell he's like has a million tasks he's doing. His mind is everywhere, and that is truly what my mind is like all the time. My mind is constantly on go till like I'm asleep. And it is one of the roughest things I've had to deal with because you have to quiet your mind, and that's also my anxiety. But like sometimes it's just rough, and I had the feeling like, why me? Why do I have to go through this? Why do I have to be someone who has to take medication every day? Why can't I be like a normal person that doesn't have to do that? Or why can't I just be normal in a sense? And I was on meds for a while, and then I stopped because you get that feeling like, wow, I'm healed. I'm better. You're not healed. You're not better. There's no curing this disorder. It's medication that helps you. And that's okay. It is totally okay to have to be medicated. It is totally okay to have to be regulated. It's okay to have an assistance to help regulate you and your mind and your emotions and your mood and everything. It is totally okay and acceptable. We live in 2026. Medication is okay. And I just wish that it was more accepted. But like, it is accepted, but it's not. It's like people just, like I was saying at the beginning of this video, people think it's cool. Being bipolar nowadays is a trend. This is not trendy. My disorder is not a trend. It's not fun. It's ugly. it has its moments, like, and you'll start feeling like, I'm okay. Or some people will be like, I don't like medication because I don't like the way it makes me feel. Makes me feel, not like me. Because they do feel those feelings and they're like, but those feelings are my feelings. That's who I am. Or I do this and that's just who I am. It is who you are. It is. But there's people out here who have like a normal brain, and our brains and the way we act, it's not normal. But also normalcy is like not truly a thing. But at the same time, it's rough. Like I said in the last video, adulting's hard and life is hard. And yeah, so anyways, this was episode 3. I don't think I really talked that long this episode, but I got up and I did it. I built the courage to do it. I literally took my eyelashes off because they were falling off, by the way. Took my eyelashes off and I was like, I'm gonna record a video. I looked at myself after I seen that and I was like, absolutely not. Had to put my eyelashes all the way back on again. Didn't take me long. And then I was like, I'm gonna do this video. My nails were falling off again the other day. Redid those. My birthday's coming up, so that's exciting. Yeah, that's all I have for you guys today. That's all I have for you. Hug your bipolar family members. Give them a hug. They probably need it, because Lord knows I needed it. Currently probably do. So yeah, be nice to people. You have no idea that your fun, bubbly friend is quiet or down or sleeping or anything of the sorts, because they're coming down from a manic high and it's rough and brutal and they're kind of feeling low right now. So be kind to everyone. Be kind to every human being you interact with and just love on them. So yeah, that was episode 3, guys. And I will in fact be coming back for episode 4 because I'm going to get up and I'm just going to do it.